Oppo Enco X2 versus Huawei FreeBuds Pro 3. So let's get started. So what we will do is check out those two earbuds here in various different categories. So we have case and build quality, fit and comfort, sound quality, ANC and transparency, as well as mic quality, and then the conclusion. So which one of those will be the winner in this epic true wireless headphones battle? Let's find out. So we start with the cases. What we can see here is we have a glossy case on the Enco X2 and we have a matte silver case on the FreeBuds Pro 3. So this matte silver case looks nice and doesn't have so much fingerprints and smudges like the glossy one. But when it comes to cold days with dry hands, for example, this one is much more slippery on the FreeBuds Pro 3 and can slip out of your pocket and your hands easily. The only thing that it has which is glossy is the Huawei logo here at the back that you can see there. What is very interesting is you don't see any hinge design here like we see on the Enco X2, where here we have like co-designed by Din Audio, but it's a hinge. You can see here this is the hinge mechanism there that is like put in there. Here we just have a plate there, but there's no hinge mechanism there because the hinge is hiding inside here. You can see it in the case. There we go. This is basically the hinge that we can see there. It's going inside of the cage, which is a very nice design idea. So design-wise, the FreeBuds Pro 3 is definitely winning in terms of the hinge design, but more practically, even though a little bit more dirty, but it's like not, flying out of your hands, of your pockets, especially in colder days, is the Enco X2. But I would give them equal points there, no real winner. As you can see here, the hinge design is the nice and classic one, so the outside hinge here. And the Enco buds are sitting very flush and very deep into the case, where on the Huawei FreeBuds Pro 3 they're sitting like in a little bit of an angle, which makes them very easy to pull out. This is something that Huawei had as an issue before with the FreeBuds Pro, especially the first generation. Now they've completely solved this. In terms of size, you can clearly see that the Huawei doesn't have so much height there. Also, I think the thickness is a bit bigger on the Huawei one, but the rest is almost very comparable there. And there's no real winner when it comes to the cases there and the build quality, especially when it comes to the build quality of the earbuds themselves, which look like this, and they're also plastic fantastic. Huawei logo there on the side. They have this earpiece here, they have sensors there, and they are glossy in this case, so they don't slip so easily out of your hand when you touch them, which is quite nice, but they get fingerprints very easily, so the opposite of the case basically. And when we compare one of those buds with the one from the Enco X2, they are also glossy. This is now glossy black. They have a little bit of a smaller stem design. You can see how much bigger the stem here is, but the Huawei stem makes it easier to grip, which is, I think, also very, very nice. Where here it is a little bit like harder to grip. Otherwise, the design is pretty nice. They have like left and right indicators. You can see here is an R indicator for the right earbud. Stem, charging thing, coil, the headphones themselves, maybe a bit dirty still, and the sensors there as well. So very nice design on both. Case and build quality, very good. Plastic fantastic, but good plastic that they used here. Let's talk about the fit and comfort. So category number 2 is fit and comfort. I have here one of those buds. This is the Huawei FreeBuds Pro 3, and you can see that they have like this shark fin kind of design, so they will hang in your ear canal. So what I will do is like put them in my ear canal and then twist them slightly and put them in, and they're fitting very nicely. I have the large tips in here, and already I hear myself muffled because they're really well doing here with this fit of this earbud, which is quite nice. So what we can do as well is, of course, change it a little bit, and make it like sure that it's completely fit. But usually you will get a very nice seal with the Huawei FreeBuds Pro 3. The Enco Buds X2, as you can see here, have the same kind of shark fin design, but you can see already the ear tip is a little bit smaller and everything is a little bit thinner. So when I put it in my ear, I do the same kind of thing, twist it slightly in, but I can fit them a little bit deeper in my ear canal, which is very good actually. But when it comes to the fit and finish there in this case, or comfort wise, it also is very comfortable, but it doesn't seal so much as the Huawei FreeBuds Pro 3 do with the larger tips. This is also larger tips in here. And I think, yeah, when it comes to the comfort and fit, comfort-wise, I would say both are very, very good. But the fit, the Huawei FreeBuds Pro 3 fit my ears a little bit better. So this is a slight win for the Huawei in the comfort and fit tip. Otherwise comfortable, you can even lie on them without any issues on both of them. If you want to sleep, wear it for sleeping or something like this, this is possible. Of course, if you have a little bit too much pressure there, it will hurt your ear canal and your ear a little bit. The same goes for here. If you have a little bit too much pressure there, it will also here will hurt a little bit. It's a bit interesting because they're round here, which is like also very comfortable. But I think when it's like comes to like how to use them, this fit here with the Huawei, with this very kind of rectangular design there, is a little bit better because it's easier to hold and it's easier to grab, especially when you want to do the pinch gestures, because both are like used with pinch gestures. This one is also working, but it's a little bit smaller, as you can see here, a little bit of smaller fit there. And this is a little bit harder than to use, I think. At least in my opinion, and especially when it comes to the gesture like for swiping up and down for the volume, that's a lot harder with this thin little design, and because they don't seal so much, it is still possible, but it's a slightly bit worse than on the FreeBuds Pro 3. So overall, in the comfort and fit wise, I think the FreeBuds Pro 3 are winning here. Let's talk about the third category here between the FreeBuds Pro 3 against the Enco X2, and this is sound quality. One of the most important one actually for me. Maybe not for you, but for me it's very, very important. And for the sound quality, the Enco X2 are highly praised by the community, even audiophile community, for their very, very good sound. But are they really, really very good? They are very, very good, that is for sure. But when you compare them with the Huawei FreeBuds Pro 3, they sound even better. Both feature dual dynamic drivers, so they have larger, I think it is 11 millimeters or even 12 millimeters dynamic drivers, plus an, magnetic driver there as well on the Enco X2, and there's a second one as well there on the FreeBuds Pro 2. So they have very good drivers for sure, and the sound they produce is fantastic for this category and one of the best true wireless sounds on the Enco X2. But the newly released FreeBuds Pro 3 are stepping this up one notch. So this is basically, when it comes to sound quality, the Enco X2 are very good. These are superior to the Enco X2 and a notch better even. And I will tell you now why that is. So first of all, the Enco X2. The Enco X2 have the typical V shape that sounds pretty good with not too much like of this bass, not too much of muddiness there, but it's a warm kind of sound signature for sure, and you can hear it with the sparkle in the treble region a little bit lacking. Especially when you compare it to the FreeBuds Pro 3 that have this very nice punch in the bass, just like the Enco X2. They don't have this like too warm kind of sounding, especially female voice or vocals that sound crystal clear, and they have this little bit of sparkle there in the upper treble, which is also pretty nice for especially those higher pitched voices and so on that sound very crystal clear with the FreeBuds Pro 3. So overall, when it comes to the sound quality, they are very, very good both. But like I said, the FreeBuds Pro 3 is a little bit better than the Enco X2. Enco X2 a little bit too warm, especially female vocals are just a little bit too warm there. The sparkle in the treble is a little bit missing there, where the FreeBuds Pro 3 deliver there, and they have a very engaging sound, where here this is almost like very safely tuned and a little bit boring, I have to say, the Enco X2. Nevertheless, it's a very good one, but the Huawei FreeBuds Pro 3 are better when it comes to sound quality. The other category we have to talk about is noise cancellation. The Enco X2 do a good job in this regard, I would say, especially when it comes to filtering out noises that are very deep kind of noises. So their microphone system there and their camera system is working, a smart detection system on the phone is working pretty nicely. So we have various different options that I can show you here quickly. And no, I'm not doing screen recording. I just show it to you directly here. So we have the noise cancellation option here on the Enco X2, and there we have the possibility to choose between smart and various different other ones there. I hope you can see it there. It's a bit overblown maybe. Various different other ones there as well, and this is working quite nicely. I tried the max version and going on a busy street and so on. They're filtering out most of the deeper rumbles there, but the higher tones are still clearly hearable there. And overall, I have noise cancelling, but I heard already better. Sony LinkBuds S, for example, have way stronger noise cancelling than the Oppo Enco X2. Nevertheless, I think it's a pretty good one, but it's not like when I compare it, for example, with this, 20-25 euro space travel by Moondrop that is also noise cancelling. Those are very close together. So yes, this sounds a little bit more noise cancelled than on the Moondrop space travel, but they are very close together, and they're not like the price tag would say so much apart. Like I think the Oppo Enco X2 200 euros, something like this. Maybe you get it for 150 euros, but still this is like 10 times almost less, which is a big difference there, but the noise cancellation is not. So this is for sure. Where I was a little bit surprised is with the Huawei FreeBuds Pro 3, because with the Pro 2 already there was like noise cancellation pretty much on the same level as the Enco X2, but now with the version 3 of the FreeBuds Pro, they really upped their games in terms of noise cancellation. And yes, the deeper frequencies are filtered out as well, but also those higher frequencies, especially street noises and cars passing by, are also filtered out nicely. Not completely, I think they are on the same level, however, as the Sony LinkBuds S and the Sony XM5s for that matter, that have very good noise cancellation. They are playing there in this field of noise cancellation very nicely with those buds, which I really like. They improved and upped their game definitely from the predecessor, the FreeBuds Pro 2. So in terms of noise cancellation, I have to give it to the Huawei FreeBuds Pro 3. Let's talk the transparency mode of the FreeBuds Pro 3 and the Enco X2. And here I have to say I don't notice so much of a difference there. They both are good, but definitely not the best. So I think even the Google Pixel Buds Pro, definitely the AirPods Pro, are way better. Even I think the Sony LinkBuds S are a little bit better there in transparency mode. They're good for understanding voices. I'm a bit disappointed by the Enco X2 and their possibility of the voice enhancement, which in my opinion does not really enhance the voices. I really like it with it turned off. FreeBuds Pro 3 has also like such things if you need to that. But in general, I think both are good for understanding someone. Like if you have them in your ears, you are going to like pay in a supermarket or something like this, you can put them into transparency mode. And then if you have a podcast running there in the background, you can understand the other person talking to you and what she wants from you or he wants from you. But they are not the best in terms of the transparency mode, but both equally good or bad, depending on how you want to see it. So it's a draw with the transparency mode. Let's talk mic quality. Oppo Enco X2 as well as the Huawei FreeBuds Pro 3 have a special mode for Bluetooth microphone recording. The Huawei FreeBuds Pro 3 have a special 20 kHz Bluetooth microphone mode, which allows you to use this with their smartphones, like the Kirin-powered Huawei smartphones, up from the Mate 50 Pro, I think, to the Mate 60 Pro, the Mate X5, not the Snapdragon powered like the P60 Pro or the Mate X3. They don't have this. Only the Kirin powered one have this 20 kHz super microphone recording mode there, and they sound pretty nice. I will give you a sample just in a second. Let's talk about the Oppo Enco X2, because they also have a special Bluetooth audio recording, which is a Dolby binaural recording, which is quite nice. I have them in my ear here right now. What they will do is not use one of those mics as a high transmission mode, but they will use actually both of them, which might be very handy if you're a nature blogger and you want your audience to experience around the nature, not only via picture, but also via sound. Then it might make sense to have like both earbuds and their mics working together, so the audience feels right in the nature together there with you. So both features are very nice, but which one records audio better, and especially also which one records audio better if you don't have an Oppo Find X5 Pro that you need for this binaural recording, or Find X6 Pro series, or special Huawei devices for the FreeBuds. This is something we will figure out right now. First of all, we listen to the special modes, and then we listen to the normal microphone modes, and you be the judge which one is the clear winner there. Now I'm recording audio with the earbuds here, the Oppo Enco X2 on the Oppo Find X6 Pro, because those have a very specialized mode which is called binaural audio recording. So basically both of the earbuds are now listening to what I'm hearing with my own ears. So you have also a very good audio quality here. This is only working on Oppo phones as far as I know, only with the Oppo Find X5 series and the Find X6 series and upwards, and I only think the flagship phones, not even like the Reno series of phones, is working with the Enco X2, but I might be mistaken. What do you think about the sound quality here? We have a bit of a slight breeze going on. There are still some birds chirping around, and there's a bit of background noises there as well. What do you think about the sound quality here on the Oppo Enco X2? So this is a test with the Huawei FreeBuds Pro 3 in my ears here, using the Huawei Mate 60 Pro, because this one has the best sound quality that is working together with all Kirin Huawei smartphones, which allows them to use 20 kHz version, at least the newer ones, I think from Kirin 9000 on, 20 kHz microphone recording quality. And I'm using it right now outside, where you can see that it is a bit of windy and there's a bit of noises going on there as well. So what do you think about this sound quality here? I like it very much. I can really use it maybe as an alternative for a wireless microphone that I usually use when I'm like going outdoors for recording videos, because it's so good. So what do you think about the audio quality here with the Huawei FreeBuds Pro 3? How do the Oppo Enco X2 sound when you don't have a Oppo device with this high binaural audio recording mode, or you just use another smartphone, have them connected, want to do a call where usually the sound quality is a bit worse? How do they sound like? I have now them both in my ears, recording via my Huawei Mate X3 that can record via the Bluetooth device. If you have a Bluetooth microphone or a true wireless headphone with microphones inside your ears, it will record audio through them with the normal Bluetooth standard there. This is usually also used for video callings or audio callings. So this is the sound quality. What do you think about this one here? Testing. 1, 2, 3. Now I'm recording audio using the Huawei FreeBuds Pro 3 using my Mate X3. Wait a second, that's a Huawei device. Shouldn't it be optimized? No, it's using the Snapdragon processor. And just like every other Bluetooth device, those are recognized as Bluetooth devices. So it's using them as microphones there. So there's no high quality 20 kHz Bluetooth recording mode here on the Mate X3. So this is a perfect test as well for the Mate X3. What do you think about the sound quality here? I think they sound a little bit fuller than the Oppo Enco X2, where the Oppo Enco X2 have a little bit of the sibilance, kind of those S sounds are very sharp and harsh there. How about the FreeBuds Pro 3? I think they have a little bit more bass to it. What do you think about those here? And of course, there's a bit of background noise going on because my daughter is like playing with her toys there. But nevertheless, they are usually very good also for filtering out wind noises and noises around you, and way better in this regard, the Huawei FreeBuds Pro 3, as they improved this a lot when it comes to voice optimization and concentrating on your voice, especially in busy areas, than the Oppo Enco X2. So in my opinion, this is a win for the Huawei FreeBuds Pro 3, though I really like the binaural audio recording of the Oppo Enco X2. I wish the Huawei FreeBuds Pro 3 would offer such a feature as well. What is your opinion? Write it down in the comments. So one category that I want to talk about, but which I will probably evaluate as neutral, is the software. So we have the FreeBuds Pro 3 and the Oppo Enco X2 here. This is the Oppo Enco X2. As you can see here, we have this nice 3D animation that we can also control with the finger here, which is quite nice. So I can move it around to see my Oppo Enco X. And if I have a wide version, it will also correspond to this. Here I don't have this on the Huawei FreeBuds Pro 3, but on the Huawei FreeBuds Pro 3 it's showing me this lossless codec because we have 1.5 Mbit per second lossless codec, which is also a benefit for the sound quality here on the FreeBuds Pro 3, because we can get very highest quality sound than ever. The Oppo Enco X2 supports LDAC, so 990 kilobits per second, which is also a very high codec and very good codec. So in this regard, I think they're really good. Huawei FreeBuds Pro 3, if you don't use a Huawei Mate 60 Pro or X5, then it is also, I only think the highest quality is 990 kilobits per second there. Both show the earbuds and they're usually the case also as the percentage there. This case left and right, and the case. Then we have the connection center on the Huawei FreeBuds Pro 3, which is quite nice because we can connect to multiple devices. Both have this feature, but Huawei has the connection center, so I can choose even from here, from another phone, for example, to connect it to another phone, which I have here, or delete the other phones there. And I can even choose preferred devices, which is quite nice because it allows me to prefer certain devices. Let's zoom in a little bit so you can see a little bit more about the software. And let's go in and check out the noise control. It's the same as here, off, noise cancellation and transparency mode. If I go to noise cancellation, I have to put them in my ears for this. Then it will give me selection mode like dynamic, cozy, general or ultra. It's basically the same as when I go to noise cancellation there. Let's do it for a second. On the Oppo Enco X3, go to noise cancellation. Here I have smart, max, moderate and mild. It's basically the same kind of thing there. Not much of a difference between those two in regards to this. We have personalized noise cancellation here if you want to do it on the Oppo Enco X2. We have an Enco Master EQ that we can set up. We have HD spatial audio here for the FreeBuds Pro 3, which is quite nice. Special effects here, we have fixed, we have head tracking. This is something also that is missing on the Oppo Enco X3. But I usually don't have this on because I don't like it. But if you like it, you have the possibility to do this here. Otherwise, we have also sound effects here. We have various different sound effects there, where here we can choose various different tunings, also tuned by Joe Hisaishi. For example, the one who's doing some many anime soundtracks, very nicely done, very good. EQ masters, here you can choose EQ masters. You can also on the FreeBuds Pro 3 choose your own one and save it, which is quite cool. It will be saved on the headphones, so if you don't use it with a smartphone, for example, with the app, you have the possibility to do this and listen to the music there with your sound tuning. Then we have high quality audio here, where we can choose the codec, LHDC, LDAC, AAC, and turn on high res mode. LDAC is the highest one, uses a little bit more battery. This is also very interesting because in terms of battery life, the Oppo Enco X2 are slightly ahead of the FreeBuds Pro 3 that only offer, I think, 4.5 hours on the FreeBuds, so roughly 4 hours with ANC on in the highest quality mode, where here on the Oppo Enco X2, if you use LHDC, then you will get 6 hours out of them. They only offer 6 hours when you have ANC turned off, so very interesting as well there. Under Huawei, you have sound quality. We can also prioritize sound quality or connection quality. This will also automatically choose the codec then for you. And we can also have for Huawei devices the record with earphones thing, which will use the high quality max bandwidth 20 kilohertz here if you want to do this, which is quite cool. And yeah, this is the possibility that we have with the Huawei devices here, and only with the Kirin devices. Also the pickup mode can be chosen here, voices or surroundings, which is also quite interesting if you want to pick up surroundings. Might go into this binaural recording mode there, but it is way less good as the binaural recording mode there. Let's go back. Earbuds control we have as well, which is called gestures here. Earbuds control here, it's basically the same as you can see, but the Huawei FreeBuds Pro 3 actually have a problem in this regard, that you only can control both pinch once and pinch twice on both. You cannot control it left and right, where here you have the possibility to Oppo Enco X2 to choose different controls for left and right, which is quite nice. Otherwise, we have all the controls here, basically swiping for the volume on both, pinching once for answering a call, ending a call, or play a pause. And next is double squeeze the left earbud in this case here. Here next song is pinch twice on the left or right, and previous song would be pinch 3 times. You can choose whatever you want, like none for example, but you don't have much customizability, so you can only turn it off here. Where on the Enco X2 you have more customizabilities, like for example voice assistant that you can call here, turn on music directly or such things. And slide left or right can also do switch tracks, which is quite nice. So you have one earbud for volume, the other one for switch tracks back and forward, so you don't need this double squeeze. That is not possible here. You have pinch and hold, which can do noise control, or you can say wake up assistant. And you have the possibility when you want to switch the noise control to switch between noise cancelling and awareness, or even off, which is by default enabled here. And I think with the here with the Enco X2 you can also do this, but by default it's switching between noise cancellation and transparency. Off is not in there in this mix, but you can choose it if you want to. Both have the possibility to have the in-ear detection turned on or off, which is quite nice as well. And yeah, the swipe can also do nothing there. I hope that Huawei will update this with the firmware update, also allow us to use left and right differently. Otherwise, I think the Huawei FreeBuds Pro 3 offer a little bit more there in settings, but I would equally count them in here in terms of settings. There's not much of a difference. Both have a earbud fit test there. You can put them in, they play some music sounds, and then you have the possibility to adjust them, use a different tip to figure out if you have good fit or not. Then we have check for updates here. We have the brand new HarmonyOS 4 here running, and here also firmware update, also the newest version running on the Enco X2. Find My Earbuds is in here. We also have this here, Find Earphones, and we can play a sound. Very interesting, because the Huawei FreeBuds Pro 3 have like this little opening here, which I think is housing a speaker. I was once using a microscope to check it out, and there is something metallic in there, so I think it is a speaker, but currently right now you cannot use it for finding the case, which is quite interesting. But you can locate them on the map, which will use Petal Maps to show it to you. You can also use Find My Earbuds here. Of course, allow, and then you can play a sound. This will play a sound on both earbuds, so not one or another. If you only lost one, it's like a bit of an issue. We have dual connection here, which is like the connection center we had on Huawei. Connection center here, when we turn on dual connection, it needs to be turned on, and we can have 2 devices at the same time running. We have also then a list here of devices it is paired to, which is quite nice indeed as well. And we can choose various different devices, like for example, it's now connected to those 2 devices here. And if I want to, I can just switch it as well. So basically the same as with the FreeBuds Pro 3. So overall, I would say in terms of software and their capabilities, both basically also built into their Bluetooth settings there. But if you don't use their devices, you can also use the Huawei AI Live app and the Oppo Hey Melody app to get the same kind of settings there, minus maybe the specialties like the 20 kilohertz high-res recording here on the Huawei, or the binaural recording on the Oppo. So that's it in terms of software. So after a lot of testing and running through all the different categories, which one is the winner? The FreeBuds Pro 3 or the Oppo Enco X2? And when we take a look at the categories there, we will see that case and build quality is the same. The fit and comfort is a bit better on the FreeBuds Pro 3. The sound quality is definitely better on the FreeBuds Pro 3. The ANC is better on the FreeBuds Pro 3. Transparency is equally good. And then the mic quality is better on the FreeBuds Pro 3. And software is equally good, and the conclusion is the FreeBuds Pro 3 wins this little test here, this little versus FreeBuds Pro 3 versus Enco X2. If you have the Enco X2, don't be sad, because they are like almost 2 years old now, 1 year old at least. And the FreeBuds Pro 3 came out just a few weeks ago, so of course they will perform a little bit better. I'm very looking forward for the Oppo Enco X3 that probably will also support and bring new, better sound quality, maybe rival the Huawei FreeBuds Pro 3 in those regard again. So what do you think about my little test? In this little comparison, the FreeBuds Pro 3 is the clear winner. What do you think about those? Write it on the comment section. That's everything for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Until the next time. Bye.